Hello, family. Welcome back to the weekly message. So glad you can tune in and have a watch. I thought I'd do just kind of we'll close with a little meditation, but there's a lot going on in the church and in our church. And so I thought I'd kind of run down some of the things that are happening that are pretty exciting. I'm looking down at my notes just so I don't miss anything. Sunday. Sunday was the last day of mourning for the Pope. And so, but we're having our memorial mass for the Pope tonight at 6:30 at Marsh Drive. So please join us for that if you can. It should be a beautiful service in memory of Pope Francis. And we're doing it on the eve of the beginning of the Conclave. I mean, that's a big deal, right? That's where the cardinals get together and vote for the Pope. So we'll have one vote, I think, tomorrow night, and then 4 votes on Thursday. I mean, if we need those votes on Thursday, who knows? We probably will is my suspect, because it needs to be, I think, a super majority, or I don't know how many, I think 80 votes he needs of the 135 to be voted Pope. And so that's starting on Monday. So, the Cardinals put out, watching Vatican News very closely, we do want to pray for the conclave and pray, for our next Pope and who gets chosen. But we also don't want to forget to pray for all the things in the world that are going on. So please don't stop praying for the world or for our parish or for your, family or community. Like, all those things still need prayer, but just add to those prayers, a prayer for the cardinals and the election of the new Pope. That's really important. So it's a big responsibility, and I know and believe that the Holy Spirit is guiding all of that, and that the next Pope will be who we need, for the coming years. And so we just continue to pray for that. Please don't ask me who I think it will be, because I have no idea. I know who I would like it to be, but that's not going to be what is probably chosen. And so we just pray that the Holy Spirit chooses the right person for the job. Just a reminder about our capital campaign. It's on us, kind of a slow kickoff. We did those surveys of what we call them feasibility surveys, and they're really just giving us a sense of how much money we think we can raise so we can do what we need to do. And, this really isn't a capital campaign to build a new church or a new mausoleum or a new building. It really is just repairs and to bring things up to code, right? Like ADA compliance has really driven most of everything we're doing with the bathrooms, the confessionals, the seating in the church. We're putting on a new roof, lines in the parking lot, lighting in the parking lot, sound system in the church so people can hear better who can't hear so well. So really the capital campaign is about kind of bringing the church on Marsh Drive up to 21st century needs. No steps into the building, a drop-off place where you can pull under a roof and drop people off and things like that. And so please continue to pray on that and pray for that it is a successful campaign and we can get the facilities we need to just so we can be a welcoming church, to welcome people in, make it easier for them to get into the church. And so please keep praying for that and preparing for that. Another thing I haven't really shared repetitively about, but am excited about, is the new principal starting at St. Patrick's School July 1st. He is a parishioner, Michael Kromka, and we're very excited about that and his arrival. And so if you see him at Mass, you can't miss him. He's 6'5". He has a lovely family with 2 little children. So we're very excited about his coming and taking over the reins from David Wiest, who did a great job this year, but we're excited about having a full-time principal come on July 1st. So if you see him or know him, congratulate him. I know we have some welcome material on the school website if you want to check that out and view that. And then finally, again, just a kind of an Easter meditation. We have 50 days of Easter. We've been through 10 or more of those. But just like Lent, we should have a goal for Easter, right? Something we're striving for. My homily last Sunday really pushed maybe our goal as a parish should be to get more involved in the church, be more part of the church, discipling, connecting with others, being parts of ministries and things like that. So that might be a good goal for, this Easter period is 50 days of Easter as we approach Pentecost. And so just keep that in your prayers as you're going. Remember, Easter is a season, and we have 50 days of it to kind of sit back and view, like, how are we being a resurrection people? How are we reflecting the resurrection in our lives? And how are we growing as a parish and participation in that parish? So thank you very much. Love you all. Have a great week.